Hi everyone, I'm T.
I'm Josh.
We're the kids and these are the puppies.
And today we are going on another one tank trip to Harden.
And we're going to push Ruby's range to the absolute limit.
Oh yeah. So we are on our way to Harden, and if you don't know where that is kind of between Canberra and Wagga in New South Wales. This is going to be our third one tank trip, and we thought it's actually a bit longer this time, so we thought we'd put Ruby to her paces and see just how far we can actually get with the tank of fuel. We got the camper, we got the kids this time, so extra weight in the back. So yeah, we're going to see how we go.
I don't actually think we're going to make it on this one. So we usually sit on about 360, 380 k's of range when we've got the camper on the back. The furthest we've pushed it was our most recent trip to Grenfell, and that was probably closer than I've ever pushed it before. So this trip is 201 or 202 k's, something like that each way, which puts us over 400 k's round trip. So there is a very real possibility that at the end of this video you'll see me on the side of the road putting fuel in with a jerry can. Anyway, we've got a fair bit of driving ahead of us. We've got a few hours to get where we're going. We'll cut to some B-roll and we'll catch up with you guys when we're in Harden.
So how's our fuel situation going?
So right now, well actually I think maybe I'll just, for those who are new to the channel, the idea of one tank trips is to do two things. One, push the limits of the fuel economy of the Jeep. Now the Jeep's not the most fuel economical thing, so learning how to drive it economically is something that I haven't learned how to do yet. So that's one of the objectives. The second objective is for the one tank trips, most people when they go holiday, they go long distances, you know, they go a day, 2 days, 3 days away from home. We want to explore the local area, and so the whole idea behind one tank trips is to get out there, see what's within range of one tank, enjoy your local area, and see all the things that you wouldn't otherwise see. As far as the fuel situation is going right now, we've done about 66, 67 k's. The odometer is saying, or the trip meter is saying 355 k's to empty. And we're sitting on about 16 litres to the 100, which is about the best I've ever had Ruby while we've been towing, especially since we put the lift and the new tyres on. So again, learning how to drive Ruby economically. If we can maintain these numbers, we might just get home without putting fuel in. But there's still some pretty good hills ahead of us, so we'll just have to wait and see. So we've just had a little unexpected stop on the side of the road. Maybe T can tell you what's happened.
Someone needed to pee, and yeah, don't lick it off your fingers.
And he didn't quite make it.
He didn't quite make it, so now I've got dog pee all over my. Come here, Pip Pip.
So we'll just take them all out for a quick tinkle while we're here. We arrived in Harden last night. We're staying at T's dad's place, so thanks T's dad for letting us throw the camper in the backyard. The reversing of the driveway is a bit tricky, but it's nothing we haven't done before. This is where T's originally from, so tell us what we're going to check out today.
We're checking out some sites.
Oh, right, sure. Which sites?
Oh, a few. There's a bit to look around at here, so you'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Let's head down the street and see what we can find in Harden.
Our first stop was the Harden's House of Honey. This is a honey and bee themed store with everything you could possibly think of and more. We love it because the meaning of our surname means honeybee and, well, you could say that T has embraced it more than a little bit. In addition to plenty of honey and bee themed items, there is a long wall of honey that you can sample. Last time we were here, samples were unlimited, but this time they're limited to 4, perhaps to stop people from trying all of them. Of course, T had to have a sample.
Oh, yum. No, that's awesome. See, although I grew up here, this wasn't here when I was growing up. And it's one of the best things I love to see when I come back home. FYI, this place is dangerous. I love my bees. It's
You can certainly
dangerous.
spend a lot of money here if you're not being careful.
Definitely. I'm coming back here to buy more stuff. You got to get an honorary. Yay! So on your travels, don't forget to pop into the local museum. Obviously, adults $5, children are free. It is worth a look. There's some really cool historical things in here, which we're going to let you have a quick peek at. But you've got to still come.
And what was the building originally?
This was the art hall. I think it was. It's written on the front. What's it called again? Institute. It was the old arts hall. What is wrong with that? So it's got a lot of donated antiquities from the local area. Once upon a time there used to be a band, and these are the original instruments that they had here. Anything from old stereos, organs, to a beautiful old bar that used to be in one of the trains that we'll show you shortly. Going into the dungeon. So in the last decade or so, they've had 2 major floods in here. The last one was in 2022. This is the level it got up to, and then you can see all of this was, you can still see the dirt on the ground, like the silt from the water. There was a lot of historical things down here that got, well, potentially wrecked. So this is why they need another building to get this stuff out of the way in case it runs. There is a creek outside, that's why it flooded.
Thanks for showing us around, or letting us have a look at the museum today. Could you tell us a little bit about the effect that the recent floods had on the museum and what the future plans are?
Yeah, okay. Our basement area was flooded very, very badly, and we lost some items, and some need specialist restoration. And we're now trying to build an extension to the museum to house also a military collection that was donated to us by a local man. And we're looking for more funding though to do the build at the moment. We've got the concrete slab has been laid and we've got the money to do the brickwork, but we need funding after that.
Okay.
To finish it.
And in terms of specialists for restoration, is there any particular skills that you're looking for, or just extra hands?
Well, sometimes just extra hands, but we need people to look at some photographs that were damaged with the water.
Okay. So if there's any photography restoration experts out there that would be interested in lending a hand to the Harden-Murrumburrah Historical Society,
that's correct.
They'd be very keen to hear from you and get an extra hand with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, smell it.
After checking out the museum, we moved on to have a good look around town. Perhaps one of the lesser known aspects of Harden is the connection to the 1st Australian Light Horse Brigade. There's a memorial to Australia's greatest warhorse named Bill the Bastard. He earned this name for being so fierce and difficult to handle. He did not tolerate abuse of any kind and by all accounts was quite difficult to tame. Proving to eventually pair with a soldier, he was one of the most resilient horses on the battlefield. His story really is one that must be researched. Right throughout the town there is evidence everywhere of a bygone era. Many buildings still holding their original markings, though repurposed now. What really shows is the town's once rich railway history, being located on the main line from Sydney to Melbourne. This once thriving regional town sings a much quieter tune these days. If you wanted a nice view at night, head out to the east side of town up to Demondrel Hill where you can look out over the town. If you can find a local, ask them what the lights used to spell. You might get a chuckle.
And it looks like the local fireys are here. AKA the kids' poppy.
Yeah!
They're doing a training thing, so we can't interrupt. Maybe. We'll see. Got to get a quick play in at the park before we leave, though.
Press the button.
I have pressed the button. What am I...
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah, is that gonna make it into the video?
But I don't know. Can you someone stop this now? I'm starting to feel sick. Stop it! Okay.
Oh.
Can I get up now?
Yes.
Oh.
Physics.
Go slow and then go fast. We'll find out. See that cannon there?
Yep.
Blast you with it.
That was one at the sheep festival.
Yeah.
Once we finish here, we're going to go out to the sheds.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, cool.
Fire!
Oh, it's moving.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
Not yet. It's got to go down. Ding, 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 ding.
Ready? Aim! Fire! Fire! Aim! Ah!
I was going to say it's going to get ya.
Fire! You don't think so?
I know. Oh, bull crap, you're sorry. Let's try that again, shall we?
It's shooting snow.
Oh, look at that. There's good range on it.
It looks like rain.
Now run into it.
Run!
So that is Harden. We are now on our way back home to Bathurst. Oh my God, there was a really cool car. Shiny. Shiny thing.
I'll have to see if I can pull it off the dash.
Oh, yes, because you're gonna know what you'll know what I mean.
It was a hot rod towing
It's
an old school
beautiful,
caravan.
right? The flames. It's, oh, delicious. Anyway, yeah. So we're on our way home. We're about to leave Harden now. What's our fuel situation?
So right now we're sitting on 220 k's to empty, and we have 213 k's to get home. So it might actually turn into be a little less than that. The GPS for some reason wants to take us out through Burrawa, so we're not going to go that way. We're going to go out through Young.
So there are two ways to get to and from Harden. One is via Young, which is the way we came down. The other way is via Burrawa, which is another way to Cowra. So
yeah,
maybe another trip for that one.
Now that the GPS has just jumped across to our preferred way, which is 208 kilometres, and we have 219 kilometres of range, so it's going to be tight. See how we go. We'll keep you updated on the way home.
So we are roughly 155 k's away from Bathurst, with roughly 170 k's still empty.
Fuel situation update. We're just coming into Cowra now. We're just about to turn onto the Mid-Western Highway, which will take us through to Bathurst. Got 106 kilometres to go and 143 k's to empty.
Ooh,
the first 100 k's of this return trip is pretty flat and mostly downhill, but the leg between Cowra and Bathurst is not so much. So that 142 k's to empty could very easily become not enough. We'll see how we go.
So we've just gone through Blaney. We're about 35 odd k's away from home, roughly.
So 30 k's
About
to
30
home.
k's, yep.
Yeah, so 30 k's to home. We've got 58 k's to empty on the trip meter. We're just about to drop to an eighth of a tank of fuel, which is starting to get into the low fuel territory in the Gladiator. Eventually the gauge will get to a point where it doesn't tell you how many k's there are to empty, so this is going to be cutting it real close.
So we have made it back to Bathurst with apparently 36 kilometres left in the tank, which was very surprising. We've still got just under 3 k's to get home, so I think we've cleared it just.
Yeah, we've made
Just.
it. This was pretty tight. This one had me pretty stressed. We've just managed to scrape this one in with a tiny bit of fuel left in the tank. I have had it lower than this once. We got caught out at Jugiong once without any fuel, and we had to get across to Cootamundra, and that one I actually ran it until it said low fuel. So I do have a rough idea of how much fuel it's going to take, but thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Showing you a bit of T's old stomping ground, and definitely a place worth visiting.
So thanks for hanging in there, guys. We made it. I'm T.
I'm Josh.
And where are the kittens? These are the puppies.
Well, there's one puppy. Here's another one. Thanks for watching. Hooroo.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but you shall not pass. Yes, I'm
You're a
dickhead.
dickhead.